Have you ever mapped out brows for a client and then realized they looked completely different on each side? Today I'm breaking down the exact system I use to create symmetrical, natural-looking brows every single time. No second guessing, no stress. Welcome back for another tutorial. If you're new here, thank you for joining me today. My name is Amina. I'm a master permanent brow artist and educator with over 10 years in the PMU industry. I built my 7-figure brow business from the ground up, knowing absolutely nothing about beauty or business. I went through years of trial and error, so you don't have to. If you've been wanting to get started but don't know where to begin, or if you've taken trainings before but still don't feel confident in your skills and are now second guessing your decision, I got you. I'll share how we can work together at the end of this video. And quick reminder, this tutorial is for education only. If you want to actually master the full blade and shade technique, you'll need guided training. More info at the end. So mapping and pre-draw is the foundation of great brows. Without it, your work will always look inconsistent. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I use and why my students call this their biggest light bulb moment when they train with me. This is honestly one of the hardest steps to master if you don't have proper training. I remember when this process used to literally make me cry. It was the most stressful step for me. Now it's my favorite. That's why I created a step-by-step system for my students so they don't have to struggle the way I did. Every time I demonstrate this process and explain the why behind each step, my students have that aha moment. Even my students who have had prior experience before quickly realize why they were struggling and what was holding them back. I'd love to know what's been your biggest struggle with mapping or the pre-draw process in general. Drop it in the comments below. So what I'm doing here is deciding where I'm going to place the arch. I'm just feeling where the brow bone is and using that as my guide. So I'm just marking the spot where the arch is going to be and just mark it with my pre-draw pencil. And then I'm going to determine how thick I want the brows. I just like to keep the brows as natural as possible. So if the brows are thick, I'm going to keep them thick. If they're thin, I'm going to keep them thin. I'm really working with the shape that they have as much as possible. I'm really just taking her shape and making it better. But of course, if she had no hair at all, then I'd be creating a shape and just using her brow bone to guide me. So I'm just using the edge of my pencil to make sure that the lines are crispy. I don't want the lines to be smudged at all, so clean up as much as you can. So now we're to the tail. Again, just feeling for the brow bone and using that as the guide to draw the tail in. I want you to remember that if your pre-draw is sloppy, the end result will be sloppy as well. So take your time. This truly is the most important step. Now just take a clean water wipe and clean up any smudges. Now I'm just checking to see if I like the shape before moving to the other side and repeating the process. Repeat the process and mark the same points. Use the other brow as your guide. The easiest way to draw a straight line is to not just draw one continuous line because it'll never be straight, but to do what I'm doing here, which is drawing towards me, then I'm going to draw away from me and just meet in the middle. I found that this is the easiest way to draw a straight line, or you can just use your strength. Again, to create a straight line, I'm drawing towards me, drawing away from me, and then I'm just going to meet in the middle. I'm just checking to see if the brows look similar. I'm not looking for perfection. The brows are never going to be perfect because no one's face is perfectly symmetrical. If you're happy with the shape, go ahead and remove the ruler and clean up all of the lines that are not part of the brow. So this is a single edge razor. This is what I'm going to use to clean up any excess hair and just make sure that the shape is really clean and there's no hairs in the way that are outside of the shape. Don't be afraid to use the single edge razor. Just make sure that you are stretching the skin. If you're afraid to use a razor, you can always use the eyebrow razors with the handles. I just find that those are dull. The single edge razors are much sharper, so it just gives you better results. Definitely do not wax the skin. You can tweeze as well, but tweezing is going to take a long time and your client's going to be in pain. So using a razor is painless. As long as you're stretching the skin, you're not going to cut your clients, and it's quick. I like to use a mascara wand to get the hair off the skin, and that way you prevent smudging your pre-draw. So that's my pre-draw process, the foundation of every beautiful set of brows. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I'd love to really master this and turn it into a career, apply for my Blade and Shade Mastery Bootcamp. In my bootcamp, I teach you skill mastery of the entire Blade and Shade technique, mentorship so you don't waste time guessing, business coaching so you actually book clients, price your services for profit, and build freedom so you can have options in life. I offer both online and in-person training so you can learn in the way that works best for you. If you enjoyed this tutorial, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can know when I drop the next video. And if you want to see how I went from this to this, I'll see you in the next tutorial.